These laws allow a police or family member to petition a court in their jurisdiction and say, I want you to temporarily remove from the following people any firearm they may possess because they're a danger and a crisis. They're presenting a danger to themselves and to others.
Well, President Biden talking about red flag laws while unveiling new gun control measures yesterday at the White House. Our next guest here says that President Biden is pushing a law to address precisely the danger presented by Hunter Biden 3 years ago. That was 2018. Jonathan Turley wrote the piece, Fox News contributor, constitutional law professor. Good morning to you. It's an interesting piece. Read it earlier today. Go ahead and make your case. How would it apply?
Well, thank you, Bill. It was striking that the red flag provision could very well be called the Hunter Biden Act. I mean, this was a provision written for precisely what seems to have occurred in 2018. At that time, Hunter Biden was involved in an intimate relationship with the widow of his late brother, Beau. And she apparently was so concerned about his stability that she attempted to throw out his gun into a bin that was not far from a schoolyard. That led to an effort to reclaim or find the gun and the intervention of local law enforcement. There's also an allegation that the Secret Service intervened to try to essentially remove his permitting information from a gun store. Most of that has not been pursued by the media, which has shown a remarkable lack of interest, even though this new push by his father addresses specifically the controversy or the type of controversy involved with his son.
Yeah, but to get the gun back, he had to answer some questions, and some believe that the questions he answered were not truthful. Right. You mentioned the media. Hunter Biden's making a book tour right now, as you well know. He was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. You wrote about this as well on your blog earlier today. Let me play a little bit of the back and forth from that interview on ABC.
When they ask you if that was your laptop, you say you don't know, which is hard to believe unless you read the book. Yeah. And then it's kind of like, I'm surprised you have shoes on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I am absolutely, I think, within my rights to question anything that comes from the desk of Rudy Giuliani. And so I don't know is the answer.
Do you ever wish you'd had Apple Care?
Yeah, that would have been a good.
So the follow-up got a good joke. It is a late-night show after all, but another good follow-up would have been, why are there hundreds, if not thousands, of pictures on that laptop of you?
Yeah, this is part of a media reclamation project called Hunter Biden. I mean, there are no follow-up questions. For example, he's been aware of this laptop and the files for over a year. The FBI has been going over this laptop with his lawyers, and he's suggesting he has no idea whether the laptop's authentic, the underlying emails have been authentic. The people who are on the other side of those emails have authenticated them, and yet the media is allowing him to have these very convenient lapses of memory. He can remember things from being 8 years old, but when it comes to fathering a child or the laptop, those are just sort of blacked out in his memory. And what Kimmel did is what we're seeing in other interviews. They ask and then show the flag and then leave the field. There are important questions here. And you raised, for example, the gun violation. He was asked, do you have a drug or alcohol problem? He said no. That's a false statement. In his book, he says that he was a crack addict going up to his father's 2020 presidential campaign. And by the way, that period also overlaps with his time at Burisma, which was also raised by Kimmel. And in the interview, actually, Hunter says, look, I served on a lot of boards and I was pretty qualified for this type of thing. Yet in his book, he talks about this period as being part of his addiction and how he has lapses of memory of critical facts even to this day.
Well, Jonathan, thanks for coming on.